Tash Dile everyone, I am Sakina Bhatt, a Tibetan Muslim, and I welcome you to Tibet This Week, a weekly feature in English that tells you about this week's news on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the Central Tibetan Administration. Let's look at the headlines first. More and more Indian schools begin to embrace His Holiness the Dalai Lama's universal ethics. His Holiness the Dalai Lama arrives in Manipur for his maiden visit. Exhibition on His Holiness the Dalai Lama opens at the Tibet Open House, Prague, Czech Republic. Middle Way Approach is a win-win initiative for Tibet and China, CTA President Dr. Lobsang Singye to Reforma newspaper. Report on cultural genocide in Tibet is depressing, but we cannot lose hope, former Indian Foreign Secretary. 19th National Congress of the Chinese Communist Party begins in Beijing. On Sunday this week, His Holiness the Dalai Lama launched the Universal Ethics Program at the DAV School in Meerut, organized by Ayur Gyan Nyas, a trust committed to promoting the inclusion of ethics in the modern education system. His Holiness's preference to ethics based on universal values rather than religious principles has started bearing fruits as more and more Indian schools are starting to inculcate universal ethics in the school curriculum. His Holiness said, "The purpose of universal ethics is to create a more peaceful world through education and awareness. We need to educate our mind not only on materialistic values but also on developing peace of mind, warm-heartedness and compassion." On Tuesday this week, His Holiness arrived in Imphal, the capital city of Manipur, to attend a global peace conference organized by the state government based on an invitation by Sri Yumnant Khemchand, the Speaker of Manipur Legislative Assembly. This was the first visit of His Holiness to Manipur. He was welcomed by Chief Minister N. Biren Singh and Assembly Speaker Yumnant Khemchand. On Saturday last week, a rare photo exhibition titled The Life and Legacies of His Holiness the Dalai Lama was opened at the Tibet Open House, Prague, the capital city of Czech Republic. It was jointly organized by the Tibet Open House, Linhart Foundation and the Tibet Museum of the Central Tibetan Administration. The exhibition featured the early life of His Holiness, meetings with world leaders, awards and honors received, his books and his three main commitments in life: promotion of human values, promotion of inter-religious harmony and preservation of Tibetan Buddhist culture. The President of Central Tibetan Administration, Dr. Lobsang Singye, was in Mexico last month to drum up support for CTA's middle way approach that seeks genuine autonomy for the region within the framework of People's Republic of China. In an interview with Reforma, Mexico's largest selling newspaper, Dr. Singye affirmed, "We propose to the People's Republic of China a win-win initiative which gives the Tibetan people genuine autonomy, as guaranteed in the Chinese Constitution. We will not pursue independence from the People's Republic of China even though our country was an independent nation before China's illegal occupation of Tibet." When asked about the role of the members of the Tibetan people who are democratically elected, he replied saying that their main objective is to reduce the difficulties that the Tibetan people are currently facing in Tibet and by finding a solution for the problem of Tibet through middle way approach. On Tuesday last week, the Tibet Policy Institute, a research center of the Central Tibetan Administration, brought together some 250 members of audience at the India International Center in New Delhi to witness the launch of a report, Cultural Genocide in Tibet. The discussion on the cultural genocide in Tibet was chaired by Professor Madhu Bhalla, former head of the Department of East Asian Studies of the University of Delhi. The speakers were Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi, a member of Parliament of the Lower House, Ambassador Kawal Sibhal, former Foreign Secretary of the Government of India, Mr. Jayadev Ranade, President of the Center for the China Analysis and Strategy, Professor Ming Xia of the City University of New York, and Dr. Lobsang Singye, the President of the Central Tibetan Administration. President Singye said that China is carrying out systematic annihilation of the cultural heritage of Tibet by robbing the Tibetans of their culture and language and have damaged their traditional way of life. The influx of Chinese migrant workers, facilitated by the new railway line and an administration in favor of the migrants, are reducing the Tibetans to an increasingly disenfranchised minority in their own land. Ambassador Kawal Sibal said that Cultural Genocide in Tibet report made depressing reading but told the audience, which consisted of many young Tibetan students, never to lose hope. Jayadev Ranade outlined his perspective on China's strategy to cement its rule in Tibet. Professor Ming Xia put forward his thoughts on the leadership formation that would come out of the 19-party Congress, and he lamented the fact that Tibet was not high on the list of the policy priorities for the party. Prominent lawyer and BJP leader Meenakshi Lekhi said her family is committed to supporting Tibet, said India and the people of India would always stand for Tibet. The report stated that China is also attempting to flood Tibet with Han Chinese settlers and making them a dominant ethnic population. On Thursday last week, Dr. Lobsang Singye met with the Tibetans of mixed heritage in Dharamshala and said, "As far as the CTE is concerned, you are all Tibetans as much as any other Tibetan. You are not mixed or half Tibetans. You are complete Tibetans. We should embrace our commonality, not our differences." President Dr. Singye also welcomed them to serve CTA through the CTA's Tibet Core program. Responding to a question about the CTA's future policies on key issues, the President explained that CTA would move forward with the 550 vision. The gatherings of Tibetans of mixed heritage in Dharamshala began with a special audience for the participants with His Holiness the Dalai Lama on 9 October. The aim of the gathering is to provide participants with a space to meet together and engage in conversation about identity, history, politics and culture. On Wednesday this week, the 19th National Congress of the Chinese Communist Party began in Beijing, China. The meeting is a leadership transition event which will select the party's top leadership for the next 5 years. However, there is a little doubt that President Xi Jinping, who came to power in 2012, will remain in power for another term as General Secretary, the party's top leadership position. In his inaugural speech, he outlined China's recent achievements and spoke about a new era in which China had become a great power in the world. He also warned against separatism from the Chinese motherland in an apparent reference to the freedom movements in Xinjiang, Tibet and Hong Kong. The meeting is expected to conclude in a week. The National Congress is regarded as the most important political event in China and is held once every 5 years. So much for this week. See you next time. Have a great weekend.